Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Juan Carlos Monsalve. We are going to play a new show of Baccarat, my favorite casino table game. Today is October 23rd, 2023, and the time of this recording is 4:53 p.m. Eastern Time in the US. If you like my videos or find them interesting, please give them a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, share them with others. If you want to support my channel, you can do that at buymeacoffee.com /Juan Carlos Monsalve. You can also find all the scorecards that we have played so far in my website, juancarlosmonsalve.com. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask me in the comments section. And I would like to know where you are located. Please, in the comments section, type the name of the city, state, or province and the country where you live. Thank you and enjoy the game. In front of me, I have the spreadsheet where I collect the data of the game. We see here P stands for player, B minus 1 or banker, red, P equals 0 or yellow. We have a total of hands, total of hands here, number of players, number of bankers, number of ties. I collect the data, the results of every hand on the left side of the game, the player, banker, and automatically will populate the total or who wins the hand or if it's a tie. I enter the information vertically here, and on the right side, I collect automatically. It populates 10 different scorecards every two, one, two, every three, four, five, six, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. We won't stop to check the scorecards while I'm playing. We will look at those scorecards at the end of the show. Right now, we're gonna start the game. The first thing that we do is to burn the first card. We have the two of spades. We burn two additional cards with this. We type here the card that we burned, two of spades, two for number two, and the S, the initial of spades. And the first hand that we are playing, first card for player, banker, player, banker. We have one player and six banker. The third card for player is a number 8 for a total of 9. 9 player and banker we have 6. So this is a player hand. Next, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have another natural 9, or we have a natural 9 player and 3 banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Now we have 7 player and a natural 9 banker. So we have two hands player and one banker. And we see here 2, 1, and 0 ties for a total of 3 hands. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Now we have two natural nines, 9 player, 9 banker, first tie of the game. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Now we have a natural, we have two natural. One natural 9 for player and one natural 9 for banker. Higher wins, in this case player 9 natural. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Now we have another natural. Natural 9 player, 5 banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have banker 7 and stands, and player gets the third card, and the third card is a 3 for a total of 4 player and banker 7. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Now we have a natural 9 banker, 0 player. We have 2 bankers in a row for a total of 3 bankers, 4 players. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have player 7 and stands, and banker has 1. We get a third card for banker, it's a number 2 for a total of 3. So 7 player, 3 banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Now we have 3 player, 5 banker. We need a third card for player. We have a 0. Because we have a 0 third card player, we don't get any more cards for banker. So the total player is 3 and banker 5. That's another banker hand for a total of 4 bankers, 5 players. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Banker has a 6 and player has a 0. The third card for a player is at 8. Because we have an 8, we don't get any more cards for banker, so it stays at 6. 8 players, 6, excuse me, 8 players, 6 banker. This is a player hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have another tie. We have 7 player, 7 banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have 4 player and 4 banker. We need a third card for player, and it's a 3. And for banker, if we have a 4, we get a third card. If we get anything from 2 to 7, so this one gets a third card, and the third card is a 0. So 7 player, 4 banker. That's another player hand. For our player 7, 4 bankers, 2 ties. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Now we have a natural 8 player and 7 banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Now we have a 7 player and banker. We have 9 for a natural 9. Natural 9 banker, 7 player. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Now we have a natural 9 player and 5 banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have banker at 7 on the stands, and for player we need a third card, and the third card is a 0. So player stays at 4 and banker 7. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have another national. National is a 9. Player and banker, we have 2. Another player hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have a 5 player for banker. We need to get a third card for player is 0. So player is total 5 and banker because we have a 4 and we got a third card player 0. We don't get any more cards for banker, so it stays at 4. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have 7 player in the stands and banker gets a third card and the third card is a 2. So player 7, banker 2. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have 7 player in the stands, banker gets a third card and the third card is a 0. So 7, 3. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have a 6 player and a natural 9 banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have 2 and 0. We need a third card for player and banker. The player goes to 4 and the banker gets a 6. So 4 player, 6 banker. That was a banker hand. We have 13 players, 8 bankers, 2 ties for a total of 23 hands. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We get another um, natural 9 banker. So 6 player, 9 banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Player has a 4 and banker 2. We need a third card for both of them. This player gets a 1 and these two, the third card is an 8. So it is 5 player and 0 banker. That's another player hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have player 0, banker 5. The third card for player is a 6. So we have a 5. We need to get a third card. We get anything from 4 to 7. So we get a third card to banker. And we get a 3 for a total of 8. So 6 player and banker 8. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have a natural 9 player, banker. We have a 7. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Now we have two natural. Natural 8 player and natural 9 banker. Natural 9 is the winner. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have player 6 and stands and banker 5 and we get a third card and the third card is a 5 for a total of 0. 6 players, 0 banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have two player and zero banker. The third card for player is a four, and the third card for banker is a four. So two plus four is six player and banker four. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have player zero. The third card is a seven, and banker. If we get anything from six or seven, we need a third card for banker. The third card is an eight. So seven player and four banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have one player and three banker. The third card for player is a three. So for a total of four player and banker, we have a three. We need to get a third card for banker, and it's a three. So total of six banker and player is four. That was a banker hand. Four, six. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Banker got a seven on the stance, and the player has a one. The third card for player is a zero. So one player and seven banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have banker seven on the stance, and player gets the third card. The third card is a three for a total of four and seven banker. Three bankers in a row. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have one player and zero banker. We need a third card for both of them. The one player remains one since we got a zero, and the third card for banker is a three. So this one is a banker hand, one, three. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Now we have a seven player and national nine banker. We have a nice round banker, five bankers in a row. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have a two player and three banker. We need a third card for player, and it's an eight. So player goes to zero, and because we have an eight as a third card for player, we don't get any more cards for banker. So it stays at three. So zero, three. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have a seven player and natural nine banker. That's another nine banker. Now banker gets uh, the same score as a player, 18, 18. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have three player, two banker. We need a third card for both of them. We have a seven player, and the third card for banker is a zero. So it is zero player. Banker has two. One more hand for banker. We have three, six, eight players, eight bankers in a row. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have six player, three banker, six player and stance. Banker gets a third card. The third card is a zero. So six player 3 banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We go back to banker, 0 player, natural 9 banker. This nice run got interrupted by one player, but now one more banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have a 1 player for banker. We need a third card for player, and it's a 0 because we have a 0, no more card for banker. So 1 for banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have a 6 player and 6 banker. That's another tie. And this is tie number 3 of the issue. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Now we have a natural 9 player and 3 banker. Next one, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have a 2 player and 0 banker. We need a third card for both of them. We have a 9, 2 players for a total of 1 player. And banker has the third card is a 7. So 1, 7. That was a banker hand. Next card, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have a 3 player, 1 banker. So we need a third card for both of them. A player gets a 1, so for a total of 4. And banker, the third card is a 9 for a total of 0. 9 plus 1, 10 equals 0. Okay, next hand. First card player, banker, player, banker. Now we have a natural 9 banker and player 6. So 6 and 9. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have a 5 player. He gets a third card, and the third card is a 0. So 5. And we have a 4 banker because we have a 0 player third card. We don't get any more cards for banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have player 5, banker 0. We need a third card for both of them. 5 plus 9, that's 14. That is a 4 player, and banker gets a third card, and it's a 5. So 3 5 here for a total of 5 and 4. So this one was a banker hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have 0 player, 1 banker. The player third card is a 2, and the banker third card is a 0. So this hand is a player hand, 2, 1. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have a 4 player, 0 banker. That 4 player plus 9, that is a 13 or 3. And the banker third card is a 2. So this one is a player hand, 3, 2. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, Banker. We have two player, four banker. Third card for player is a four for a total of six. Six player. A four. If I get anything from two to seven, I need to get a third card for banker, and it's a six. So it reduces to zero. Six player, zero banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Now we have a natural nine player and two banker. We have four players in a row. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have a natural nine player and one banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have a natural nine player, zero banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have seven player in stands, and banker we have five, and gets a third card, and it's an eight. So this is a two. 15 plus 8, excuse me, 15 plus 8, 23. So this is a 3. So 7 player, 3 banker, that's another player hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. So we have 1 and 8. So 1 player, natural 8 banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have 1 player, 3 banker. The third card for player is a 0. And we need a third card for banker, and the third card is an 8 for a total of 1. So 1 player, 1 banker, that's a tie. That's 4 ties on this shoe. We have 29 players, 25 bankers, and 4 ties. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have 3 players, 0 banker. Next card for player, the third card for player is a 6, and the third card for banker is a 4. So total of player is a 9, and banker is 4. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have 5 players, 5 banker. Next card for player is a 7. 7 plus 5 is 2. And the banker, I need to get a third card if I get anything from 4 to 7. So we get a third card for banker is a 9 for a total of 4. So 2, 4, that was the banker hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. This is a natural 8 banker. So player 6 and natural 8 banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have 4 player and natural 9 banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, okay, we just recorded hand number 63, 9, zero. That was a natural nine player. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have four, five. Player gets a third card and it's an eight. So total of one. Excuse me, two. Um, four plus eight. Excuse me, 16 plus six is 22. That's a two. And banker has five. So two, five. That was a banker hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have five, six. We need a third card for player, and the third card is a two, and six doesn't get any more cards. So this is seven player, banker six. And next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have player two, banker zero. We need a third card for both of them. So you get four, that's a total of six, and the third card for banker is a zero. So six player, zero banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have a zero player, zero banker. We have the third card for player is one, and the third card for banker is six. So one player, six banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have a player three, banker nine. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have four player, two banker. We have four plus seven is one, and banker is two. This one gets a third card, and the third card is a two. So two plus two, four, and banker and player has one, one, four. That was a banker hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have six player and it stands, and seven banker and it stands. So this one was a banker hand, six, seven. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have a zero player, zero banker, third card for both of them. Player's third card is a five, and banker third card is an eight. So five, eight. Next card, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have one player and natural eight banker. We have a nice banker run again. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have a four player and another natural eight banker. So this is another banking hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. This is another natural eight banker. So zero player, natural eight banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Now we have a natural eight on the player side and a seven banker. That was a player hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. That's a 6 and 6. So it's another tie. 6 player, 6 banker. We have 76 hands so far. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. This is a 0 player and 5 banker. 0 player, third card is 0. It remains 0. And banker, excuse me, banker doesn't get any more cards. So 0 player, 5 banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. So 0 player, 2 banker. I need to get a third card for both of them. The third card is a 5 for player, and the third card for banker is a 3. So 5, 5. So this is a tie hand, 5, 5. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. This is a natural 9 banker. So it's a 3 player, natural 9 banker. Next hand, first card player. This is the cut card. We have this hand plus one more. First card banker, player, banker. 4 player, 5 banker. Player third card is a 6. And we have a 5. We get a third card if we get anything from 4 to 7. So we get a third card for banker and it's a 0. So 0 player and banker has 5. And we are playing the last kind of issue. First card player, banker, player, banker. We have 5 player, 1 banker. We need a third card for both of them. We have a 0. So player stays at 5 and banker, the third card is a 0. So it remains 1. So 5, 1. That was a player hand. So the total of on this shoe was 81 hands. You see the end of the shoe. We remove the remaining of the deck here. And now we go over the scorecards. We have every 11 to see if we identified any patterns here. We have 4 players, 3 players here, 4 bankers. We have 2 bankers, 1 player, 3 more bankers here. So every 11, every 10 we have 5 bankers here, 3 players, 4 players here, 4 players here at the beginning, in row 1. Every 9 we have 4 bankers here, 4 bankers here, 3 bankers here, 3 bankers. Every 8 we have 4 bankers here, 4 players here. Every 7 we have 4 bankers here, 3 bankers, 4 bankers. Next one is every 6 we have 4 bankers here, 4 bankers here. We have 4 players here. Every 5 we have 5 players here, 4 bankers, 4 bankers here. We have 5 bankers here, 4 bankers here. Every 4 we have 5 players here, 5 bankers here, 4 bankers here, 4 players here, 4 bankers here. Every 3 we have three players. We have five bankers here, four bankers here. We have four players here, five bankers here. Every two, we have a nice three, six, seven players here, five bankers, four bankers here, four players here. Okay, those are the different scorecards. There are many ways that you can write down those games to see if you find any trends. I recommend not to use probably one or maximum two, not to get confused when you are playing. Um, this is the end of the show. Um, my recommendation is to play short sessions at the casino. Yes, go try to make your money in 15 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, no more than 30 to be in and out. Use the different money management like negative progression or positive progression when you're playing. That way you can get your money fast and be out of the casino as soon as possible and go back probably the following day or go to a different casino. These are my recommendations. I don't recommend any specific strategies. I don't sell strategies or coaching or anything like that. Just play the game that I like. I use this data to uh, get new strategies. I have my own strategy. My own strategies, I use at least two that I play differently when I go to the casino. I hope this information is useful for you. I hope that you like my channel. You like my channel, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Make any comments on the comment section. Share this video in your um, social media platforms. And I will see you on the next one. Thank you and have a wonderful day.